Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to this week's SimRep, your weekly gaming news stop. We have a good amount of news today, so let's go ahead and get right into it, starting with Gunner Heat PC. This week, we got some new Gunner Heat PC content. The big piece of content is a new West German vehicle, the Marder 1A2 infantry fighting vehicle. This is very similar, of course, to the Marder A1- and the A1+ that we already have in game, except that it has a standard FLIR thermal sight for the gunner, opposed to the thermal pointer that we have in the older variants. The thermals in the 1A2 look very similar to those in the M1 Abrams or the M60, a green tint and two different zoom levels with different reticles. The development team has also been hard at work converting a lot of the remaining instant action missions to command mode. This will allow you, as the commander, to order different platoons around and coordinate your allies more effectively. There's also a new mission in the game called Forest Incursion, which puts you in command of West German forces. Now personally, one of the coolest features that were added in this patch is the new binoculars. On the GHPC roadmap, there's a detailed crew milestone, and this is our first taste of what that will entail. When in first-person view, you will now see a physical pair of binoculars that are raised and lowered to your face. All of the binos have different reticles for NATO and Warsaw Pact forces as well. The animation, although simple, looks pretty slick. I'm looking forward to see more detailed crew stations rolled out. This is one of my most anticipated features for Gunner Heat PC, along with the campaign, of course. Other things that are included in this patch are cosmetic upgrades for vehicles such as camo netting and more stowage. They also have been more optimization fixes which seem to be in every GHPC patch. Next, we are moving on to Tank Squad, a game which I've talked about a bit on the channel, but I really want to cover more. I'm actually aiming on doing a video on Tank Squad in the near future. Tank Squad is a game that released last year and does have some very interesting mechanics. It launched with a lot of features many of us want in a tank game: multiplayer, infantry, and also tank interiors. Despite having all these features, there was a lot holding the game back at launch: poor performance, clunky controls, and clunky UI, and last but not least, it was quite buggy. The good news is that the developers have been hard at work revamping their UI and working on optimizing the game. Their next patch is slated to come out on February 20th and will be adding Steam Workshop support, better optimization to reduce RAM usage, a UI overhaul for the main menu and other battle interfaces, and additional bug fixes. They also aim to have more quality of life fixes for battle maps and such. All of this is good news and has me interested in trying out the game again. Like I said, I will hopefully have a video coming out on this soon. I do think if Tank Squad can fix up its UI and improve optimization a good amount, it has a pretty solid slot in this tank simulation niche. There definitely is a want for a more hardcore World War II tank sim on the market. I am curious though, how many of you have checked out Tank Squad for yourselves? Let me know down below. Combat Pilot is continuing to make progress, and we have some interesting news on a demo release. First things first though, the Combat Pilot team has released a new trailer featuring some alpha gameplay footage for their carrier qualification. The trailer shows the Wildcat and the A6M0 flying around Midway and conducting landings on Akagi and Enterprise. The end of the trailer also told us that carrier qualification will be coming out in 2026. This is fantastic news, and it'll be fun for early adopters to watch Combat Pilot grow and turn into a modern combat flight sim. The developers also announced in their Discord that there will be a limited free trial demo for carrier qualification coming out later this month. IIIL Korea's dev blog this week showed off their new nighttime lighting. One thing that I've been rather impressed with Korea is their new lighting system. At least from the screenshots, it looks really solid. This definitely looks like a pretty big upgrade over the Great Battle series, especially at night though. A lot of simulations have issues with low lighting, and it's hard to strike a good balance. For one, it is difficult to simulate the human eye actually adjusting to low light conditions in video games. Regardless, these screenshots look really good. Additionally, cities have lighting, floodlights are on the airfields, and it all looks very natural. I'm interested in checking it out for myself. Additionally, the Korea devs have stated that they are starting to take closed beta applications, and their Lunar New Year sale for Great Battles has started. Meanwhile, in the modern flight sim world, DCS World is also having a big Lunar New Year sale with very deep savings all around. They've also shown off some of their work on the DCS Iraq map, which will be coming in a future update. Many airfields across the map have seen significant upgrades, including Al-Assad and Mosul. More updates to dams and other distinct terrain features are also being added as well. It has been 3 weeks since Task Force Admiral launched in the early access, and more work continues behind the scenes. Another patch has been rolled out that includes improved FDO and scramble interception logic, improved fleet movement, and some bug fixes. New ship models are also being integrated to the game now as well, including some Japanese merchant ships, which look very nice. Another midway scenario is also being added, all set around the 2nd Japanese Carrier Task Force, supporting Carrier Division 1 and 2 during the battle. Well, that pretty much wraps up a lot of the news, but before we end the video, I did want to plug something rather unique. Budcrab Milsim is doing a Save the Ships overnight tabletop gaming event. These events are taking place on museum ships all across the United States in Galveston, Baltimore, and Saginaw. If you're interested in tabletop gaming like 40K, Bolt Action, and lots of other games by the looks of it, it's definitely something worth checking out. It is honestly pretty cool that these guys are doing this. One of the curators messaged me telling me about the event, and I was kind of blown away that this was a thing. I'm a pretty big tabletop war gamer myself, and definitely something I'm kind of interested in. Anyway, check it out in the description below. To recap, Combat Pilot locks in 2026 release date for carrier qualification. Gunner Heat PC continues its push through its roadmap. Tank Squad prepares a major new overhaul patch, and IL-2 Korea's lighting improvements look extremely promising. This has been your weekly sim rep. Thank you all for watching. This is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.